Maria, and I am the admin of the Money Making Esthetician Facebook group. And I am so excited today. Do you want to do a little intro and then how you joined with Mr. Lulu?
Absolutely, you got it. I'm Kara King with Kara King Aesthetics. I'm based in Palm Coast, Florida, and I will be teaching you guys about the double peel today with Mr. Lulu. I'll go over some of the ingredients, why I love it, how it works, different modalities you can do with it, and all of the fun things. But I've been working with Mr. Lulu for about 3.5, almost 4 years. At the time, he only had 4 products. He reached out to me and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to send you this package. I want you to try everything." And I'm like, "Yeah, right." I had just left dermatology after 10 years of working in that industry. And I thought, well, I've tried all the $1 million brands. I don't really love them. How is this going to be any different? And it was night and day different, from the powder formulation, the concentration to the actual results that my clients saw. It's just been a game changer. As he grew, I grew, and here we are together now, teaching all of you beautiful estheticians about the double peel.
Thank you so much for that. So, for those of you who are not familiar with Mr. Lulu, can you tell us a little bit what's different or what's so special about his product line and what type of skin concerns are we able to treat with that?
Absolutely. So there's several things that make Mr. Lulu different. The first thing, we treat all Fitzpatricks. We are not just for those 1, 2s, and 3s. You can treat all the way up to 6. His products are colorblind. They're based to keep everybody nice and keep those melanocytes nice and calm. Tyrosinase inhibitors are included. So pigmentation, acne are our 2 main focuses. The other thing that sets Mr. Lulu apart is his powder formulations. So this one is tan, so it's going to look a little bit like the same color as my hand, but let me grab this other one. So this is his actual retinol, and you can see it's a powder. So this is 100% concentrated ingredients, no additives, no preservatives, no stabilizers. What that means is your client is going to get more value for their money. This bottle, in my experience, will last them no less than 6 months. I would say about 12 is really and truly how long it will last them. But they're also going to see results a lot faster because they are concentrated. You put a dash in one hand, you get your other hand wet. The serums will get slippery. The cleansers will foam up, which you're going to see as I work on my client. We're going to be doing the double peel today. We're going to talk about how to enhance those results, treat calm, well, not treat calm skin, but treat acne skin, get it nice and calm, get everything regulated, and how we can do that all with the same ingredients and the same peels. Mr. Lulu is very esthetician oriented. He takes very great care. Everybody who joins the community will have their very own mentor to reach out to you, to tell you how to be successful and stay in touch with you throughout.
So that's actually something that I found so impressive. So I want to touch on that a little bit and then I promise we'll get into the demo. I found it so special having the conversation with yourself and Mr. Lulu about how do you guys, it's not just buying into the product line, but you actually get assigned a mentor, which is so special. What do the mentors exactly help you with?
So your mentor will reach out to you. I know personally the way I do things, all of my accounts have my cell phone. I follow my accounts on social media. I'm always there hyping them up, telling them, "Oh, you did great," or "You should try this," or "Wait, have you done it with the oil yet?" And just all of the knowledge that I have. But also you get a one-on-one session, which I go over the website with my accounts. I go over all of the products individually, how I use them in my treatment room, things I've been successful with as far as drop ship or retail. We're capable of setting up, he has packages available, but then also I'll be like, "Hey, this is what I've been successful with. It sounds like our practices are similar. Maybe these would be beneficial in your treatment room. Hey, you need to try this." And we all just kind of do that. Also, he does tons of education. I'm actually teaching 2 classes today on the double peel. And then we go through each individual product, the retail deep dive. There's double peels in Spanish, just constant education and growth.
If they're interested in opening up an account, where do they go?
So you can go to mrlulu.store and you're going to click where it says for professionals. And then it says request an account, and you can click right there. Someone will reach out to you directly. It'll probably be either Roy or Louie, either one. They're both absolutely incredible. And then they will then assign you with that mentor and get you started. Or
Very,
you can reach out to any of us on, I know I'm very responsive on Instagram. I don't really check Facebook very often. So send any of us a message and we're happy to hold your hand and guide you through.
there we go. Also, this will get sent out via newsletter. If you're not already subscribed, it's the Money Making Esty and Esthetician. And subscribe to our newsletter. And this does get sent out and put up on YouTube. Alrighty, let's get started.
Okay, so the double peel, there's a couple reasons that I in my practice do the double peel. I love it for correcting pigmentation. I love it for acne, and then also for skin texture. It's very, very helpful. The beautiful thing about the double peel is that you can be as aggressive or as gentle as you prefer because everything is a powder formulation. So with it being in those powder formulations, you can add more powder and less water to make it more concentrated, or you can add less powder and more water to make it less concentrated. It just depends on what you're trying to achieve. There's two different powder peels. This is the lactic azelaic, and then there's also a succinic azelaic. There's also, if you go to the Mr. Lulu website, there is, let me show you. It's a protocol sheet and it will walk you straight through every step. It's going to tell you what your client should be using at home, what you should end the treatment with, what skin indications for what peel, and so on and so forth. And then at the top, it kind of walks you through. So let's get started. Like I was saying, all of that free education is really a game changer. For your clients who have acne, you can do this treatment as frequently as every 2 weeks. So 10 to 14 days, you can repeat it. It's going to help mitigate some of that acne, calm everything down, and repair that skin barrier really, really nicely. You can also do his masks if you choose. So this is the probiotic powder cleanser. This has been my first cleanse every day of my life for the past 3.5 years. So this is actually more than enough of what you would need to do your first cleanse. And then I have I'll show you my setup over here. So this is my tray. I've got my products over here, my sponges, both of my peels. I have my measuring cup, my oils, masks, and then I also have my bowl of water. So with my bowl of water, I'm just going to take this hand, dip it in, and then rub it together. And then as you see, it foams up just like a regular cleanser. This is also what we're going to use on our client to neutralize each step of the peel. So why they call it the double peel, there are two separate steps. There is the salicylic resurfacing oil, and then there's the actual powder peel. All right, can this be done with microchanneling on the same day? You actually can, and you can do it at the same time. So if you go to that Mr. Lulu website, mrlulu.store that I was telling you about, and you go under for professionals, it will say pigmentation service and double peel. So on the back, there are all of your instructions on how to treat everything, whether you're going to do microneedling, nano infusion, or micro channeling. And it'll tell you exactly step by step what products to use, how deep to go, the speed of your pen, and everything. So now I'm just going to remove that cleanse that we did on her. Now, going back to the customizability with the Mr. Lulu double peel. So with her, I know that she has a great home care routine. I know that she knows what to do beforehand. She's had the double peel before. As you can see, she's got one little pimple, two little pimples, just a couple, maybe a hormonal breakout. But she's used Mr. Lulu before. So last time I did the succinic powder peel on her, which generally speaking, the succinic is going to be for your active acne, your sensitive, or your dry or compromised, because it's going to be a little bit more mild and not as irritating to the skin. It's also going to really help improve that skin barrier. And then the lactic is going to be for your normal combination, oily, congested. I also love to do it for pigmentation. Now, with most people's peels, the lactic peel in their line is going to be the least aggressive peel. When it comes to Mr. Lulu, it's going to be his more aggressive version. So what I have right now is the salicylic resurfacing oil. So this resurfacing oil is the first peel. You'll also notice there's little crystals in the bottom. That's totally normal. If you get those in here when you suck anything up with the dropper, no worries. I'll continue to massage. If it's a bigger piece of that salicylic, then I will, just take it off with my finger and move it. But generally, no issues, completely normal. Some batches will have more, some batches will have less. It just really depends. And then the only ingredients in this is castor oil, salicylic acid, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, and almond oil, which are all fantastic for the skin. If you're following along with your protocol sheet, you can see that it says with gloved hands, massage 2 to 3 droppers. I actually don't go with the 2 to 3 droppers. I generally will do like 1.5. Another thing is that I'm going to set my timer on my watch to start for 3 minutes. So I apply the oil, and as you saw, it was pretty much half a dropper the first time. So then cheek, nose, forehead, and then we start that massaging process. Just like any other massage that you're going to do, what this is doing is increasing the circulation. It's also increasing the penetration of the product that you're applying. So as you can see, she's a little bit flushed, totally normal. She's reactive. Anything uncomfortable at all?
No, it doesn't even feel like anything.
Good. So we love to hear that. So don't be nervous. Also, always check in with your clients. Hey, how is that feeling? Are you still comfortable? Generally speaking, I will massage for 3 minutes and then continue to check in with them each minute after that. Just remember, the more firm your massage and the longer you massage, the more you're pushing that product down into the skin. So you want to kind of be cognizant of that. It's also going to tell you what you're going to do on your next step. If you're going to choose more along the lines of that lactic peel, or if their skin is already reacting, you may want to switch it up and decide on the succinic. Also, if they're already reacting at minute 3, you can absolutely neutralize at that point and then move on to the powder step. And you would kind of know at that point that you're only going to be massaging in the powder aspect for another 3 minutes as well. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay, beautiful. I'll just keep massaging then. So when your client has active acne, I have seen such incredible results in my own practice with the double peel. I will do the double peel, then a full face of extractions on my clients. And Mr. Lulu also makes a clear mask. It's called clear. You just saw it. It's still kind of pink in color. That mask has been a game changer in my practice. I've never used another product that was so calming to the skin. You can do a full face of extractions and they don't leave looking like they were attacked by bees. They just look nice and clean and glowy, not like you just tortured them. I will then also, when I'm doing it for acne breakouts, I'll follow it with my Celluma light. I'll do 5 to 10 minutes of the blue light, and then I will do 5 to 10 minutes of the wound healing near infrared setting. And my clients have such an incredible response. Now, when it comes to pigmentation, I will still, when it comes to pigmentation, I'll still kind of do about every 4 to 6 weeks. So it has been 3 minutes now. How's everything feeling?
Don't feel anything.
Beautiful. And don't think that just because your client doesn't feel anything, it's not working. You don't want to be overly aggressive for no reason. With the castor oil aspect of this peel, it's hydrating and soothing. So your client isn't always going to initially feel any discomfort. That's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for them to be lit up like a Christmas tree. Sometimes with my clients too, just this salicylic resurfacing oil is enough to go ahead and get them nice and cleaned up and exfoliated, that I won't even do the second half. I will just do their extractions, and maybe they need something a little bit more hydrating. So we're at 4 minutes, still doing okay?
Nope.
All righty. Another thing with Mr. Lulu, I've had many estheticians telling me recently that they just eyeball their peels. Please don't do that. Please measure them. You can end up in a pickle that way. You definitely want to make sure you're measuring. So as you can see, she has a little bit of erythema, which is expected for us to be massaging at this point. She's at 4.5 minutes, no complaints. I'm going to take off my gloves because they're saturated with that salicylic resurfacing oil, and I don't want to cross-contaminate her. So I will take my hand, dab in some of the cleanser, and then I'm going to neutralize her. And again, this cleanser foams up beautifully. Just add a little bit of water. Mr. Lulu has 2 different cleansers. He has the probiotic, which is the one that I'm using right now. That probiotic cleanser is gentle enough to neutralize these chemical peels and use every day. This is my first cleanse every day of my life. Sometimes I'll use it as my second, but not always. Just kind of depends on, you know, what my mood, what my skin is feeling like that day. How's your skin? Do you feel any activity on it now?
Nope.
Perfect. And that's what you want to look for. I always check after I neutralize with my client to see if they're feeling any activity. I don't want them to be feeling activity after I neutralize. If they are still feeling anything, then I will go ahead and give her another cleanse. Sometimes with the powder aspect of the peel, you will need to do a second cleanse. Shoot, if you need to do a third cleanse, you do whatever you have to do to get that peel neutralized. So now her pH is all nice and back to neutral. And what I'm going to do now is take my measuring cup and my lactic peel, and I'm going to measure. I always measure. One thing about Mr. Lulu, sometimes different batches of your peels may be a little bit more granular than others. Totally normal. So I'm going to add a little bit more. But you know, sometimes when they're powders, they will get stuck, like the old school ketchup bottles. Did I just date myself on that? Anybody else over 40 and know about those old school glass ketchup bottles?
We need to bring those back.
I feel like they're much cleaner and better for us, for sure.
No plastic.
All right. So I am just above the 2.5 ml line, which is right where I want to be. Another thing I do that is a little bit different, and this is going to help you a ton. I take this brush, I dip it in my water, and then I slowly add the water in. I have messed up so many of these and had to throw them away because I overfilled filled them over, had too much water. And then, you know, they're not really going to get the job done because then you've over diluted it to the point where that peel is not going to be as effective. And you can see the water has absorbed in. We're between that 2.5 to 5 line. And now I take the blunt end of my brush and I stir. This gives us a chance to get everything mixed up, broken down, and combined better without everything just being absorbed into the soft tips. And it mixes up super nicely. This is not one of my more granular batches, but like I said, some of them are. I will go ahead and put a fresh pair of gloves on, because after you do a few of these in a day and you skip your gloves, your hands will have a nice little exfoliation later. So make sure you're using your gloves and you're measuring. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead, set my alarm again for 3 minutes. And I'm going to apply this second peel to her skin. Now, you don't have to apply it 100% perfectly because you're going to be moving it around a lot. But what I try to do is concentrate it on the areas I think they need it. Now, if they have acne, obviously that's going to be where we're focusing more on the chin or breakout areas. If it's pigmentation, we're going to want to do everywhere. So it's all nice and applied. And then we start the massage. Now, I did choose the lactic for her about a month ago, I think it was. She had the succinic. So I feel comfortable enough to go ahead and bump her up. And you can do the same with the acne. If Mr. Lulu sells a couple different kits, one of the kits that he sells is the double peel kit. And in that kit, you will get everything you need to do 10 services of the double peel. But it does only come with that lactic powder peel, not the lactic and the succinic, but they're very reasonably priced if you want to grab the other one. But don't feel like if you have a client who forgot their retinol or wants to do a treatment same day that you can't, that you have to push them off and bring them back. What I suggest doing is just diluting it more and being less aggressive on that first treatment. Make sure they're on really great home care. I will send my clients home with a little sample kit of Mr. Lulu, tell them what they need to use and when. He makes these really fantastic, he calls them at-home prescription cards, and they usually come with any of your purchases, but you can either order them or print them off yourself. He has them available on the website. And what I do is I circle the products that I send my clients home with. And then if there are more products that I may want to incorporate, I will put like a little star next to it. And he participates in, he has a drop ship program, and it is the best drop ship program I've ever experienced with any of the skincare lines. So when your clients go on and they purchase, you get 40% credit onto your account for every dollar that they spend. So if they go online and they order $100, you'll get a $40 credit that you can use towards purchasing back bar, retail, whatever you want. That doesn't expire. It doesn't go away. You just have to have purchased $500 from Mr. Lulu in order to be, sorry, that was my timer. How are you doing at the 3 minutes? Is it spicy?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being miserable, 0 being feeling nothing, what is your comfortability level?
It's probably about 2.
Beautiful. So now you can, I don't know if you can see, it's getting a little sticky when I go to massage. So at that point, what I'll do is I just dip my hands back into the water and go back in. It's a beautiful thing if your clients, if they get to that little sticky point, that means their skin has just completely absorbed that peel and soaked in all those benefits. but you can still continue to massage for up to 5 minutes. Back to the drop ship. In order to be eligible with Mr. Lulu, you just have to have made $500 in purchases over the lifetime of your account. So if that takes you 3 years, it takes you 3 years. If it takes you 3 months, it takes you 3 months. That money never expires. That is all cumulative. And your mentor should be able to tell you how close you are to that $500 too. So now we are at 4.5 minutes, still doing okay?
Yep.
Beautiful. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I am watching the questions as well, if anything comes up.
Okay, cool. So it's really important that you don't overdo it with Mr. Lulu. I've had people, kind of forget, and they'll use his enzyme exfoliator before they do the double peel. When they did that, they actually frosted. So not what we're looking for. We're looking for gentle, real results. We are not trying to just frost people like crazy. So there are minimal granules on her skin right now. But like I said, sometimes when we have the peel, you will have more granules than others. So when you end up with more of those on, what I like to do is I will take my little goggles and I'll put them on my client. And before I neutralize them, I'll take a towel, I'll take a gauze, I'll take anything that I have available, and I will dust off those granules to help before I neutralize that. Because it is a powder. If you go ahead and add water to that, it's going to reactivate that peel. So you want to make sure they're nice and neutralized. That's usually the part where I will double cleanse for sure. But after this second peel, you always, always, always want your client to feel nothing, no activity. So I've had other esties call me and they're like, I finished the peel, but I'm still itchy, burny. I can feel, and I'm like, take off all. I was like, get the probiotic cleanser and re-cleanse. And they're like, well, I already put on my finishing products. I'm like, re-cleanse, re-neutralize with that probiotic powder cleanser. And they do, and then they're perfectly fine. But don't be afraid to neutralize more than once. With this one, she's not going to need it, but there are definitely times when they need to be neutralized more than once. So the double peel kit that I was telling you guys about is $109. That comes with enough peel products to do 10 treatments, but it also comes with a retail size of the probiotic cleanser, a retail size of the HAB3 serum, and a retail size of the brightening oil, which you will not use all of in 10 treatments. And I always recommend to my clients and my new Mr. Lulu accounts to try the HAB3, the probiotic cleanser, and the oil on themselves at home, because the more you're using it, the more you're going to be accustomed to how it feels when you're using too much, when you're not using enough, and all of those aspects. And it just transitions so much better in the actual treatment room. How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Everything neutralized? Feel anything itchy burny?
Right around my nose right here.
Right around your nose? Now, Mr. Lulu loves to say that this is a no downtime peel. It can be a downtime peel. You can end up with dryness and flaking. I've never had somebody do a full face shed from doing it. If they're going to be reactive or dry, it's going to be in this area here, obviously from the nose down to the chin, if they have any of that. Another thing that I will do, he has a balm and he has lip balms. So sometimes I will actually put the lip balm there around in those more sensitive areas. Now, finishing up, there's a couple different options that you can do. There's the vitamin C, there's the HAB3 serum, and then my absolute favorite that I'm obsessed with is his pigment control serum. You can use this for needling, you can use this post dermaplane. There's a zillion uses. I can give them to you all. But for her, because she does have a couple little breakouts, what I'm going to finish her with is the HAB3 serum, which is really incredible. It's hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. So it's really, really great for the skin barrier just in general. But also it's going to get her nice and hydrated. So in the serums, this is actually more than I would normally apply to myself or to my client, but these bottles come out a little bit faster than the at-home ones do. So again, I just get my other hand wet and it starts to feel slippery. I'm sure you can see how shiny, and I mean, water doesn't just make us that shiny, but that's what I'm going to use for her to help hopefully calm down some of these breakouts. What that's also going to do is improve her barrier function after we finish this peel. So you can see she's nice and shiny now. So with Mr. Lulu, you don't want to immediately put the oil on right now. You want to let this serum absorb and soak into her skin for just a couple minutes, not even minutes, a couple seconds. I will use a fan on them just to help it absorb a little bit faster, which is what I'm going to do. Now, her skin feels pretty good. Her barrier, not bad at all. So finishing, there's 3 different options for the oils that are going to be his moisturizers. So you can do the soothing oil, you can do the extra nourishing oil, or you can do the brightening oil. So she's pretty okay today. So I'm going to do the brightening oil. The soothing oil I use in my treatment room after every one of my wax clients. I use it intimate brightening, underarms, face. I love his soothing oil. Mine is empty almost, as you can see. I use it a ton. The extra nourishing oil is really fantastic too. It's heavier than the brightening oil. And so I will often include that with my clients for their samples for at home. But then if they want a regular moisturizer, I encourage them to use the extra nourishing, or I'm sorry, the brightening. I'm in Florida, it gets really humid. The brightening is super balancing for my clients. But yeah, you can see that glow, and that's before we even put any of that oil on. And the beautiful thing about these oils, 3 to 5 drops will completely hydrate your whole entire face. You're not going to feel oily. You're not going to feel greasy. It's incredibly balancing. I also use the Mr. Lulu brightening oil as my dermaplane medium for my oil planing. That is the only thing I use. I had used another brand before, and the minute Mr. Lulu sent me that package, it's been the brightening oil for me ever since. I have people that use it on their cuticles, use it everywhere.
You're like, game over. Somebody said, do you create the sample kit from home care, or are the kits like this available? Sorry, I haven't had a moment to play and look around on the website.
So he does have sample kits. Generally, what they are is he'll send you a retail size and then you just put it in yourself, like how you want to create it for them. It's not like A, B, C, D, E. That's kind of what I do in my practice. I have the little containers for the powder and the droppers for the oil. I label them and circle them on the cards, and I make them and send them home with my clients. I would say, let me show you those cards I was talking about. So this is the at-home prescription card. And what this does is it lists all of his products, what they're good for, etc. So I will circle the ones that I send them home with, and then they can purchase online. If they purchase online with your drop ship code, they'll save 10% through the website. And then that's retail. You don't have to carry in the office. Otherwise, I keep about 1 or 2 of each of his products that have been successful for me. And I will retail them if I need to. But yeah, let's take a look at her skin. Let me turn this light on. So you can see there is already a glow. She's not red, she's not irritated, nothing. Like she's good to go. She's ready. Nice
Perfection.
luminous. Yeah. All right, guys. What else do you want to know?
Do you want to walk them through opening up account and then also helping them with this, like their sample kit that they get on their first opening order? And how?
Absolutely. Let me pull up the actual site and I will share my screen with you guys if it'll let me. Let me see. Okay, so I sent a request to share my screen. Let's see if it'll let me.
Yes, allow.
She said, please. So he does have 2 cleansers while I'm sitting here pulling everything up. His other cleanser is an azelaic cleanser, which is incredible for your acne clients, your irritated, dry, any kind of redness, rosacea, all of those things are going to be really great for the azelaic cleanser. Share. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, it's right there. Perfect.
Perfect. So this is what Mr. Lulu will look like when you come to the website. You want to come right here where it says for professionals. And this is where all the info lives. So right here is one of the webinars coming up that I will be working on a panel for PCOS, a holistic approach, and some of the great outcomes that I've had, and there will be a physician on this call. This is also your wholesale ordering section. Request a pro account. So right here is where you can come and it will take you directly to where you apply. Once you're approved, this is where all your ordering comes in. So you can see the double peel pack small, retail pack small, and then a pro pack. And then there's different sizes for each of these. Mr. Lulu never has a minimum order. So even if one of these kits right now for your retail practice is out of reach, reach out to your mentor. I love letting my accounts know, hey, I haven't been super successful selling this, but this flies off the shelves. And also, I don't think you need to spend $1 million for an opening order. We want you to start out slow and be successful. If you're already killing it, then absolutely grab one of these packs. If not, reach out to your mentor. You'll also see here the clear mask, the bright mask, which I absolutely love. Both of those, they're must-haves for me. Like I cannot run out of those. I love those. And as you can see too, the succinic and the lactic peel, those are only $35 each. And they will do 10 or more treatments. So that's $3.50 per treatment that you're going to be using. Really, really great option. So then that is going to be all of your retail. You can go through wholesale and everything's there for you to order. The drop ship dashboard. So once you are approved for that, once you've purchased that $500, then this is where you'll go to manage. It'll tell you where, who purchased, what they purchased, when they purchased, all that good stuff. And then you have the education and marketing. This is where any of our classes, you can pick specifically, once this loads, what you want to attend. So Mercedes, she's going to be doing the double peel for pigmentation. This is me, the Skin Games workshop I'll be doing later. The double peel for acne in English. And then here it is in Spanish. So all of those classes are listed and you just pick which provider and it'll take you to their schedule and you can schedule those. You can also schedule one-on-one educations with us too. We all have our own private calendar. This where it says the double peel service, this is everything that I just went over with you on this super cool worksheet. And then it is also the pigment control service. So this is where you'll see with the needling and the timing and all of that that you were asking about earlier. The summer facial protocol, which honestly, I call it the glow facial because it's good for any time of year, not just summer, but also the professional manual, the marketing library, which sets him apart from so many other people. There's all of these resources here. You just click and it'll take you right to Canva. You can completely customize them. So as we're all overwhelmed and overworked, you just click right here and it's done for you. You can throw your logo on there. If you want to print any of these, you can. I use this consultation form, just lots of really great content. There's also videos online of us doing these different services. So you can check those out anytime you have a question. If you're doing the double peel and you're like, oh no, what do I do? You just pop right on one of these and it'll walk you through step by step. But yeah, love.
We do have a
love
question. Can you do
Yeah.
extractions during the double peel? And
Yep.
did you have success with treating melasma with the double peel?
Yes, to both. So I do extractions. This is just the double peel. That's just one of the services. When I market it, we were actually talking about this on another thing that we were doing. For just this service alone, I charge $139 in my practice. That's no extractions, no treatment mask, nothing. Just the double peel, sunscreen, and send you home. Now, if I'm doing it for acne, I do charge more because I do extractions. I would do it before I put on those finishing products. I would have done a full face extractions, get rid of everything. Then I would have applied the clear mask that I was telling you about, which is also a powder. You apply the clear mask and leave that on for 10 minutes. Then you remove it and you can put them under the LED light of your choice. Another beautiful thing is that you can combine these two masks. So he has one for brightening and one for acne. I know we have a lot of clients that have both. You can combine 50-50 of them. For melasma is going to be something you're really going to have to manage your client's expectations of. Yes, I have seen improvement. As we all know, melasma never goes away. It's something that you're going to constantly be working with and improving. And you really have to make sure that your client is aware that just because they're not getting sun exposure on their face doesn't mean that the heat's not going to reignite those melanocytes, that just getting exposure elsewhere isn't going to reignite that. But yeah, you can absolutely do it. And you can do the needling with it. If there's somebody who needs something a little bit more gentle, the nano infusion is terrific. I've done a couple different people where I've done nano infusion and done the succinic because they had melasma and rosacea. Lots of sensitive skin clients have really gotten great improvement with the double peel.
For those clients who prefer to continue with their current skincare brand, is this an option or safe to do with Mr. Lulu?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as they're doing a vitamin C, as long as they have a gentle cleanser and a gentle moisturizer, that's totally fine. I have plenty of people that will do it with both. They pretty much use a different line, but then we do the double peel to improve other aspects too.
So
Um,
basically, Mr. Lulu plays well.
yeah, let's see. How much do I put in the sample jars? I put enough to try to last like that week. I have the little small, I'll show you, clear containers. So I have containers that look like this, and I write on the top and the bottom what they are in case they transpose because they're all white powders, which ones they are. So I use these and then the little droppers that are about like that. And I don't fill this completely up. I also always do a demonstration for my clients before I send them home. That way they understand how to use it. The samples work out really well because that's going to tell me if Mr. Lulu is the right skincare line for you. Some people just can't wrap their mind around the concentration and the powder and all of that. And that's okay. Then I know they're not a Mr. Lulu client. I know that they're better off for a much more straightforward skincare brand where they can just use a gel cleanser and a little serum and be on their way.
If you want to be more aggressive and create downtime, what does that look like? Do we let them frost? Is it a 5 to 7 day downtime?
So frosting is something I really try not to do. I've seen it twice. One was somebody who didn't stop their retinol at all. I was actually doing it on one of my guy clients' skin, and because he's more resilient, as we know, men's skin is a little bit more resilient than women. I was really aggressive, did a full 5 minutes on both, and your touch is so important. If you're just doing a light, delicate versus a really deep massage, that's going to determine the penetration. No, when I try to get, you can also dermaplane before you do the double peel. That's going to increase your chances of having some frosting. Even when they've frosted, it's always been lower face in my experience, not necessarily their forehead. And as far as downtime that they would have, yeah, I would say about that 5 to 7. They're not going to be aggressively peeling for that full amount of time. Probably around day 3 to 5 will be the most with the peeling, but they may still have a little dryness and flaking after that if you wanted to be more aggressive. And downtime to me means they can't wear makeup, and not being able to wear makeup because they're flaky and it won't adhere is kind of what I think about as far as downtime. And my precious little esty bestie babe over here just laying, soaking up all the info with me. Sometimes you have to call out your esty crew to help you.
Well, thank you so much. Also, where do they find you?
So you can find me everywhere, Instagram, Facebook. I don't do TikTok. LinkedIn, all the places. It's Kara with a K, King Aesthetics. That's just my name. Instagram, all the places. I would love to follow you guys. Please go follow me. I want to cheer you on. So excited for everybody. And you can shop mrlulu.store. And he also is on Instagram and everywhere. I think it's Mr. Lulu Skincare is on Instagram.
Thank you so much for today, and we can continue the conversation back in the group.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.